You probably know that you should be creating lead magnets if you want to grow your email list, right? It's the first step in email marketing. You may hear these referred to as opt-in freebies or content upgrades. In either case, it's simply a freebie that you offer in exchange for someone's email address. It could be a PDF guide, a video tutorial, or a helpful checklist. The main goal of a lead magnet is to capture leads so that you can eventually sell them your products or services. A lead magnet is one of the most valuable things in any online business. Whether you sell courses, digital products, or services, it will turn visitors into subscribers and ultimately lead to more revenue. Sadly, many business owners aren't making the most of their lead magnets, and as a result, they miss out on a lot of potential customers and sales. This is episode 14 of the Productive Entrepreneur Podcast, and today I want to share 7 of the most common lead magnet mistakes that I see. By avoiding these mistakes, you can create a lead magnet that's effective at generating leads and boosting sales. So let's do this. You're listening to the Productive Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm your host, Tanya Kendrick, and I'm on a mission to help online business owners like you focus on the right things and take imperfect action. Every week, you'll get my best tips on everything from time management and content creation to planning effectively and managing mindset issues, all in an effort to help you become more productive. So let's jump into this episode. Hey friends, Tanya here. I'm super excited that you're sharing a few minutes of your day with me. You'll find the show notes for this episode at tanyakendrick.com/14. And while you're there, be sure to subscribe in your favorite app so that you don't miss any future episodes. Okay, let's start with mistake number 1, not making your lead magnet relevant to your target audience. Your lead magnet should be relevant to your target audience, right? That means it should be something that they would actually find useful and be interested in. So, for example, if you're targeting new moms, then maybe your freebie could be a PDF guide on how to get your baby to sleep through the night. If your lead magnet isn't relevant to your target audience, then it won't be effective at generating leads. People won't bother handing over their email address for something that they don't think is valuable. So make sure your opt-in is relevant to your target audience before you start promoting it. So how do you make sure it's relevant? Well, the first step to creating a relevant lead magnet is to figure out what your target audience wants. You can do this by conducting market research or surveying your potential customers. Consider both the content and the type of freebie that will appeal to your target market. For example, if you're targeting busy moms, then a helpful checklist or a printable PDF would probably be more appealing than a long video course. Or if new bloggers are your audience, then a short video series on how to start a blog would be relevant, while a guide to Facebook advertising might not be. It might be too advanced for newbies. Once you know what your target audience wants, you can create a lead magnet that provides them with the information that they're looking for. Another way to ensure that your lead magnet is relevant to your target audience is to make sure it's specific. If it's too general, it won't be as effective as one that is closely tailored to your target audience's particular needs. So be sure to include specific information that will be valuable to them. For example, if you're targeting people who want to get up earlier, then your lead magnet could be a checklist with tips on how to set up an evening routine. Mistake number 2 is not having a clear purpose for your lead magnet. Many businesses create freebies simply because they think that it's something that they should do, and I'm doing air quotes as I say should. However, without a clear purpose, it's tough to produce an effective freebie. Make sure that you have a specific reason for creating your lead magnet before you start working on it. What do you want your new subscribers to do next? Does this opt-in help move them further along in your sales funnel? Your lead magnet should have a clear purpose that aligns with your overall business goals. For example, if your goal is to increase digital product sales, then your freebie could be the first step in an email funnel leading to your digital product. Mistake number 3 is not making your freebie valuable enough. Remember, your goal is to give away something that your target audience will find useful. If your freebie isn't valuable enough, people will likely just ignore it and never use it even though they signed up for it, and they'll be left with a bad opinion of you. I have signed up for more than my share of really not at all valuable freebies, and I have been so disappointed in those creators. So how do you make sure that your lead magnet is valuable? One way to increase the perceived value is to make it pretty. As one of my old bosses used to say, appearance matters. The way you present your freebie can make or break it. If people are going to perceive what's in it as valuable, then it needs to look good. So if you're offering a PDF guide, make sure the design is professional. And you don't have to be a professional designer to do this. Templates are my favorite way to create PDF guides. One of my favorite tools is Canva. You can create beautiful visual content without having to be a professional designer or knowing how to use complicated design software like Photoshop. You may already use Canva, but if not, I'll drop a link to it in the show notes. And your lead magnet should be something that people can actually use. It should be actionable. For example, if you're targeting businesses, your lead magnet could be a checklist or a template that they can use to improve their processes. If you're targeting individuals, your lead magnet could be a guide that helps them solve a specific problem. Also keep in mind that valuable doesn't mean bigger or longer. A lead magnet can be short and sweet and still be valuable. Which takes us to mistake number 4. Making your lead magnet too long or complicated. You might think that a 50-page ebook would be perfect, but in reality, people are much more likely to opt in for a 5-page workbook. Remember, people are busy and they don't have a lot of time to waste on something that isn't easy to understand or use. If your freebie is too long or too complicated, people will likely just give up and they'll never use it. So keep it focused. Don't try to stuff too much information into your lead magnet. Instead, pick one specific topic and stick to it. The more focused your lead magnet is, the more valuable it will be to your target audience. Okay, once you've created your lead magnet, you need to start promoting it. And that takes us right into mistake number 5. Unfortunately, a lot of business owners make the mistake of assuming that people will naturally find their lead magnet and sign up for it. But unless you actively promote it, that's not going to happen. There are a few different ways that you can promote your lead magnet. For example, you can add it to your website using an opt-in form, maybe put a little ad in your sidebar. You can promote it on social media or Pinterest. I really like to promote lead magnets on Pinterest. Or you can even run ads to it, like Facebook ads or Instagram ads. The key is to test out different promotion strategies and see what works best for your business. Mistake number 6 is not testing the tech. So before you launch your lead magnet, it is really important to test your opt-in form first to make sure it works the way it's supposed to. There's nothing worse than launching a new freebie only to find out later that it has major problems. I have so been there and done that. First, make sure the opt-in form displays correctly on your website. If people have to click a link for it to appear, make sure that link works and the opt-in form actually pops up. Then complete the form yourself. Actually sign up for your freebie and make sure that everything flows correctly. Make sure that your tools are communicating with each other the way they should. For example, is the form connected to your email service provider? And when I say email service provider, I'm talking about the software you use to send emails to your list, like ConvertKit, ActiveCampaign, MailerLite, etc. I use ConvertKit and I have for 8 years. It's really easy to integrate with a lot of other tools. I've tried a few others, but ConvertKit remains my favorite, and I'll drop a link to it in the show notes. Anyway, back to testing the tech. After you sign up, make sure that your thank you page displays the way it's supposed to. And does the freebie actually get delivered to the subscriber? It might seem like a lot of work to go through, but it's critical to double check everything before you launch the freebie. Otherwise, you risk losing potential email subscribers. So it's better to work out the kinks at the beginning. I sign up for every single one of my freebies, and I often run into some kind of tech error that I have to fix. I would rather fix those up front than discover later on that it was happening and I've lost 3 months worth of subscribers or whatever. Finally, one of the biggest mistakes I see business owners making is not following up with their leads after those new people have signed up. Just because someone has subscribed to your email list doesn't mean they're going to buy from you right away. Most people need to be nurtured over time before they're ready to make a purchase. And the best way to nurture your leads is by sending them emails with valuable content. Create an automated email series. You may have heard this referred to as a welcome sequence. It goes out to new subscribers automatically. You can send them helpful information. You can follow up on whether they got the freebie and if they've used it. You can send them links to resources, even affiliate links. And you can do that over the course of a few days or a few weeks. By staying in touch with your leads, you'll be more likely to convert them into customers down the road. In episode 4 of the podcast, I share resources that you can use to make your email marketing more effective, and it includes tips on crafting effective emails. I'll drop a link to that episode in the show notes. All right, let's talk about a few bonus tips to create effective lead magnets. Give it an irresistible title. Your title should be catchy and it should accurately reflect the lead magnet's content. A good title will make people want to click through and get access to your lead magnet, even if they're not completely sold on signing up for your email list yet. A good title can get them off the fence. And your lead magnet should have a clear call to action. It should tell people exactly what they need to do next. For example, if the next step in your funnel is a product purchase, you can include a call to action page that makes the offer. Or maybe you want them to connect with you on social media. You can include a link to your Instagram and ask them to tag you in a post. Whatever that next step is, make sure that it's crystal clear to your new subscriber. In addition to an irresistible title for the freebie itself, you also want a clear headline for your opt-in page or your opt-in form if you don't have a dedicated page. Your headline should be clear, concise, and to the point. It should accurately reflect the content of your lead magnet, and it should make people want to sign up for it. Lastly, make sure that your freebie is easy for people to use. This means using simple language and clear instructions throughout. Avoid using jargon or technical terms that people might not understand. And if you do use those terms, then take the time to define them. And also, be sure to proofread your freebie before you make it available. You don't want it going out with errors or typos. Hopefully, this episode has helped clear up some confusion about lead magnets and how they work. and given you some tips on how to avoid those common mistakes. Remember, if you want your lead magnet to be effective, make sure that it's relevant to your target audience, promote it actively, and follow up with your leads after they subscribe. Avoiding these common mistakes that we've talked about will put you one step closer to a successful email strategy for your business. That's it for today's episode of the Productive Entrepreneur Podcast. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you're leaving with some valuable insights and, more importantly, actionable tips. Head on over to tanyakendrick.com/14 to view the show notes. You'll find links to all the resources mentioned. And if you enjoyed this episode, it would mean so much to me if you'd take a moment to leave a rating and review. Have a great day. And before you go, if you like what you hear on the Productive Entrepreneur Podcast, then come check out the Organized Business Toolbox. It's my monthly membership for solo entrepreneurs who want to feel in control and take imperfect action to move their businesses forward. When you join, you'll get instant access to the Training and Resource Vault, and a new toolbox or course drops every month. Plus, we have monthly Voxer office hours where you can privately ask me questions and get my direct feedback. If that sounds like something you need, the link is in the show notes, or visit tanyakendrick.com, and I'll see you on the inside.